We have two proclamations this evening, and the first one is a proclamation recognizing Police Canine Akay, did I get that right?
Akay.
Akay, thank you, for his dedication and service to the citizens of Newberg as a member of the Newberg-Dundee Police Department. Would the handler and Akay come forward, please? Whereas Akay became a member of the Newberg-Dundee Police Department in January 2003. Whereas Akay earned the designation of an Oregon Police Canine Association Certified Police Canine Tracking Dog. And whereas Akay is responsible for over 55 suspect apprehensions and locating of items of evidence. And whereas Akay has won 8 awards in competition at the Washington County Canine Trials, 2 of those being for handler protection. And whereas Akay has given uncompromising dedication to his handler for 5.5 years, Officer Chris Powell, and his handler for 2.5 years, Senior Officer Steve Schoening. And whereas due to Akay's age and work, he has developed arthritis. I understand that, I am empathetic. Bone spurs, making it difficult for him to meet the demands of a police canine. And whereas Akay retired from the Newberg-Dundee Police Department July 5, 2010. Now therefore, it is proclaimed by myself and the City Council of the City of Newberg that the citizens of Newberg express their warm appreciation and gratitude for Police Canine Akay for his 7.5 years of dedicated service as a police canine for the City of Newberg and its citizens. In witness thereof, I've set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Newberg to be affixed this 20th day of September 2010. Officer Schoening. Any comments?
It's been a great ride. He's done a great job for the city, and I took him over from Chris, who did a really good job turning him into the police dog that you see before you. He's the best partner I've ever had. Thank you.
Sergeant John Good with the Newberg-Dundee Police Department, and the patrol dog Akay, once he's retired after 7.5 years of service with us, they usually don't start training the dogs until they're at least around 3 years old. So they get out of that puppy stage, and then they start with basic commands, and then start in with a training, which our new dog starts tonight. Stephen and our new dog Oso will be starting their training for Oso tonight. So you have your handler training to train your handler how to read the dog and how to deal with the dog, which we've already done with Steve when we switched from having Chris Powell as the handler to having Steve Schoening as the handler. We have the dog was trained, but we had an inexperienced handler, so we had to train the handler to the dog. And now this time we have an experienced handler, and we have a fresh green dog that we're now going to train and bring up to speed. The state of Oregon, to be recognized, I believe it's 300 hours. It's 300 or 360 hours to be recognized as a police canine. Doesn't mean he can't do his job, do tracking, those type of things. It just means that to meet the standards of a police canine under the ORS, they have to have these hours of training. They go through tracking, and then subject apprehension. So they have suspects. They'll wear the sleeve where they have the bite sleeve, and then the dog has to obey the handler. Once the guy's in custody or apprehended, the dog releases and just watches the suspect. So, or they have just tracking. I know that Akay has found numerous objects, knives, things. If a human has touched it, they're going to probably find it. He can search a field in minutes, where it may take several officers in line going through that field trying to find something. The dog can go through that field in minutes and find everything in it and point it out. And what they'll do is let the handler know that there's the object's there. Some of them are trained to pick up the object. Others are just are going to bark, but they're it just depends on the training they receive. But they save thousands of man hours if you have a subject or a suspect that's gone into an area and the area is contained. In order to go house by house, yard by yard by officers, it would take numerous man hours and numerous officers. We now can just contain the area, put officers on key points to make sure nobody slips out, bring the dog in, and the dog will track them, and until they find them, then they'll bark, and then the officer can give commands for them to put their hands up and to surrender to the officer.